Well, a season on the brink for the Padres who dropped game one, and they are facing elimination in game two in Chicago and trying to do something that no team has done in the current wild card format since 2022, and that's win a series after losing game one. So a very disappointing game that we're going to get into over the next hour. Please make your way in. As you know, we've been with you all year long. We've been with you 4 years. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, we ask that you do it. Smash that like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate the supers. We see the first couple from Ishmael and John. We'll get to all of them tonight. We appreciate your support. If you want to vent, if you want to control the direction, if you just want to support our work, click the $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, we got all kinds of emojis in there for you. Click the join button down below. But we've spent 4 hours on today's game. Actually, we spent more. We previewed it today in the wrap-up show. We spent 4 hours on John and Jim watching the end of the game and then reacting to how it played out. We'll spend as much time tonight as we need to as well, Jim, on this. The more I allow it to sink in today's game, the more I'm kind of further disappointed in the way it played out, because they had opportunities and they had an early lead, albeit a small one, and they just didn't capitalize. And this has been the story of the Padres on the road against good teams, and they didn't take advantage of an opportunity. It's not like they led 10-0 in this game, but they had an opportunity for more than a run. Then the Cubs fight back. There's some situational stuff we can get into, but a 3-1 game is just a disappointing result, obviously, today for the Padres.
Yeah, trying to hold a 1-0 lead in a postseason game. Good luck. Good luck. It's not going to work out in your favor if you're going to try to hold a 1-0 lead. Jeez. Excuse me. I said this morning during the pregame version of the wrap-up show that the headline coming out of game one for me was going to be Padres bullpen shines. I was right about the bullpen shining, just for the wrong team. Cubs bullpen was fantastic today. Retired every batter they faced, all 14 up, 14 down from the bullpen. That's not a good recipe if you expect to win games in the postseason. You have to do something against the opposing team's bullpen. And the Padres couldn't do that. And it comes down to you couldn't execute, and the Cubs did. And once again, you can't hit for power. The Cubs did. And, pretty quiet 3-1 loss. I know that it's the postseason and everything's magnified, but from the Padres' perspective, I mean, we were talking about this before the show. This is a 2-hour, 25-minute game in the postseason. And without Bogarts in the lineup and Jackson Merrill's first at bat, did you put up any fight? No, you didn't as an offense. So, yeah, incredibly disappointing. The name of the game in the postseason is executing when you have guys and runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs, especially when you have guys at third base and less than 2 outs. Those runs are like gold. You have to get them in. And what should have been a 3-0 game leading into the fifth inning turned into a 1-0 game that quickly turned into a 2-1 game because of the Cubs' 2-run homers.
Which quickly turned into a loss. Now, I agree with you. The difference today between winning and losing was failing to come through in those spots. And I can say that with certainty that the Padres would have led as late as the ninth inning if they had gotten those 2 runs in. I think the game plays out differently if they score that runner from third with nobody out in the second, if they score that runner at third with 1 out in the fourth. And I don't think Jeremiah Stroud is anywhere near that game if you're protecting a 3-1 or 3-2 lead in the 8th inning. I think it's going to be Mason Miller to Robert Suarez. I can't guarantee that they win the game, but I can guarantee to you they would have been in a position in the 9th inning with a lead based on what we saw from Mason Miller in the 7th inning. And it's just so disappointing because the margins are so thin. And now this battle is, you got to be perfect on they're trying to do something now they haven't done, which is beat a good team on the road in back-to-back games. They haven't done it all year. And now we're asking them to do it with the brightest of lights. I get it. It's a day game, but the brightest of lights in terms of the attention and the importance. And it's going to be really hard for the Padres to be the team they want to be beginning tomorrow. This loose, free, we don't have to be urgent. We just got to play our game. We just got to move runners. And it's hard. It's easy to say it. It's another thing to execute on that when you're facing elimination and every pitch matters and every out. So it'll be interesting to see if they can do that. And of course, you're turning to Dylan Cease now, with your season on the line, which is almost comical based on everything that we've seen out of Dylan Cease over the course of the year. And maybe it's complete redemption from Game 4 of 2024, or maybe it's the end of an interesting era of Dylan Cease in a Padres uniform. But it's just, there's so many thoughts that go through your mind. The Jackson Merrill bunt we can get into, but it's like, this was the one you had to have and you didn't get it. So where do you go when you don't win the game you had to have? I mean, you're facing a high hurdle is what I would say. It is not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying the season is over. That's the last thing I'm saying. I'm saying it's a high hurdle. They have not proven to be the team that we're asking them to be. So they got to go be that team that they haven't been.
Yeah, easier said than done. It's like, hey, we know that you haven't been this team for 162 games, but now in an elimination game, you need to go be that team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they can't win tomorrow. They can absolutely win tomorrow. But you're right. The hill that they have to climb now just became very steep. I'm not even thinking about a game 3 because they got to win a game 2 to even get to a game 3. It's all hands on deck tomorrow. I'm sorry. You know, if you're first off, you know, don't give up, right? Like you go out there and lay it all on the line tomorrow. I don't care how they win tomorrow. Just find a way to win. Get to game 3. If you got to pitch everybody in your bullpen tomorrow, including you, Darvish, I don't care. Pick up the win. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't care about how they get the win tomorrow, just as long as they get the win. And you're right. It's not impossible, but man, doesn't it feel like everything is going against them? Like every single stat that you bring up or anybody brings up about this team, and then you look at like history and you look at statistics and all, like everything feels like it's going against the Padres here into an elimination game. Dylan Cease's road numbers, the record of teams in this new playoff format, not counting 2020, to lose game 1, all of them have lost the series. Their road record this year as a team, all of it. There's so much going against them here. But again, that's why you play the game, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, you brought up an interesting point towards the end of John and Jim. And by the way, we're going to get to all the super chats. We just want to react initially. We'll get to every single super chat. Please subscribe. I think we're like 10 subscribers from 9,700. Please get us to 9,700.
Get to 9,700, guys. Come on, man.
I mean, we want to get to 10K, but that's kind of on the Padres to keep winning. But please subscribe. Yeah. Let's get to 9,700. We'll get to all the super chats, and thank you for those that become members. I know what you said late in the show. And there were some quotes from Xander Bogaerts about this, and man, he was like, we can't make an excuse about it. But obviously the shadowing is so impactful. Mm-hmm. You're facing great pitching. The sun is setting. It's hard enough to hit there. You got the shadows between the mound and home plate. Yes, that's a factor, but here's the other thing. You have to score early to take some pressure off yourself. You can't be waiting around tomorrow with your season on the line thinking, oh, it's cool, we're down a run in the 5th and the 7th and the 9th inning. Like, I'll have, the longer that game goes with the Padres in a trailing position, the more concerned I'm going to be. Mm-hmm. They got to get out to a lead. They just have to. And I know they did it today. They've been a very good team when scoring first this year. Very good. They didn't win today when scoring first. It was only a 1-0 lead. They got to find a way to do that again tomorrow. They just absolutely have to do it. And I think it has to be early as opposed to late. You just got to take some pressure off yourself. Go score 2 runs in an inning. I don't care how. If it's a home run or if it's a freaking error, go score 2 runs in an inning. Take a little bit of pressure off yourself. And then Mike Schill, you said in September you're managing like it's Game 7 of the World Series. Go treat tomorrow like it's Game 7 of the World Series. Be overly aggressive. I don't care. If Dylan Cease has 2 on and 1 out in the first inning, then get someone up. I just don't care. Yeah. So that's my strategy. I'm treating this thing like everything is on the line because everything is on the line. And I hope that they can cash in on something early to take a little bit of pressure off themselves, because it feels like sometimes they are their own worst enemy. And if they could score early, maybe that dynamic shifts.
They're one of the worst teams in baseball when it comes to late game situations, as far as like their like power numbers go. Because when you get to a late game situation, the last thing you want to do, unless it's a tie game, right, or it's or it's the top of the ninth inning, you need to score a run to tie it up on the road, right? It's like playing small ball is just not a recipe to get you far into a postseason, right? It's just not, and they're not changing. They're not, and unless like the heavens open up and a miracle drops down, and this team gets angels from the outfield, and then they start hitting bombs. Like they're not changing. So you're right. Early in that game, I'm talking like first inning early. Put up a crooked number one fucking time. Put up a crooked number. Like, you know how far that would go if they put up a 3 spot in the first? Like, can you do that? Can you blow up the Cubs bullpen plans for tomorrow right away? Can you put up a 3 spot? Right? And if you can't, 100%. Then my guess is it's going to be another grind it out type of game from the Padres perspective. We'll see what the bullpen is going to look like for the Cubs tomorrow. I have zero clue on what their strategy is going to be. You might see Imanaga come in after Kittredge because of all the lefties. And so with that, what's Mike Schilt going to do? Is he going to keep the same lineup and have 3 straight lefties at the bottom of the order to give advantage Cubs there? Or is he going to break up the lefties and have, of the 5 spots in your lineup, have 2 lefties, a righty with Bogarts, then 2 more lefties, and then a righty with Fermin? Like, what are you going to do to break that up? They're probably, they might be still talking about it right now in Chicago. So yeah, put up a crooked number early, because if you don't, that pressure is going to weigh on this team so much, because it's in the back of their heads. They know it. They can't score at a clip that, they want to score at, and they're a station-to-station team, and they love to sack bunt, and putting up a big crooked number early in that game would be very beneficial for them to move on to a game 3.
Well, 2 things. They've scored 1 run in their last 33 postseason innings.
Hey, John, go back even further. Oh, wait, no,
because the Dodgers series they scored.
Never mind. They scored 6, and then you're right. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah,
sorry,
but they've scored. Hear me out. They've scored 1 run in 33 innings, and what I was going to say is the game in which the Cubs score 3 runs is the game you should win. Because we haven't even talked about the fact that the Cubs lineup was by and large contained. It's a lineup that's fully capable at home, where they went 50-31 this year in just 1 game 1 of a playoff series. That's fully capable of scoring 5+ runs in a game at home. They have a very good lineup, a better lineup than the Padres right now. It's hard to argue with that. So, like, the game that the Cubs score 3 runs at home is the game you win. Okay, like that's got to be the game you win. Some train is blaring by in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but
I can't hear it.
So I don't have confidence in the crooked inning, I guess, because they've scored 1 run in their last 33 innings. Maybe it's inevitable. Maybe they're due. But also, like, I'm not convinced that the Cubs aren't capable of putting up a 3 or 4 run inning off whatever the Padres' plans are tomorrow, starting with Dylan Cease. So it's just, you're right. They're going to need a 2, 3, 4 run inning, because I'm not convinced that tomorrow all of a sudden the Cubs bats are going to be quieted by the Padres pitching plans. Maybe they will be, but it feels like you're going to have to score 4 or 5 runs. And if the goal is to score 1, you're going to end up losing again.
Yeah. Like I just, there's so many things that need to happen tomorrow for the Padres to win, I feel like. And they all, are things that we haven't seen this year. Dylan Cease, I'm not saying he has to be like perfect.
No.
But I think the game plan, tell me if you agree with this, from Dylan Cease, from the pitching perspective of the Padres, obviously they need to score runs. This whole thing the last 3 postseason games has been directly on the offense. Like I can't I can't be hard on the pitching because the pitching the last 3 postseason games, other than Dylan Cease in Game 4 last year, and he's been good. I mean, Game 5 last year is like Darvish pitched great, and then the bullpen with Adam and Scott, it was like, it was all on the offense. Today, to me, all on the offense. But tell me if you agree with this like how things. This is like a perfect scenario for the Padres.
Yeah.
Cease gives you 12 outs. That's 4 innings.
Yeah.
Okay. So you aren't getting him to go through the lineup more than 2 times.
No, not even close.
You get to the 4th, or shit. Even if you get through, I mean, if you go 9 up, 9 down, and you get through 3, do you want and he's pitching well, and you get to the 4th, and say you have a 2-0 lead? I think they don't tempt fate. They go to your bullpen. I think if you can get Cease, perfect world for them is Cease gets through 4, they have the lead, preferably by multiple runs. A 1-0 lead's not going to hold. But Cease through 4, get 12 outs from Cease, and then you go to your bullpen. I'm hesitant to have Jeremiah Estrada out there. Honestly, I really am. I would see how many outs I can get from Morejon, Miller, and Suarez. I think, you can get 12 to 13 outs from those guys. Would you agree with that?
Tomorrow, yeah, because you have to, because there's nowhere else you turn other than Cancun after tomorrow. So yeah,
well, you're getting more than 3 outs from Suarez because he didn't pitch today.
Yeah.
Miller did not get taxed. He's pitching more than 3 outs tomorrow.
Yeah, if needed, yeah.
Especially with the lead.
Yep.
Morejon didn't get taxed today. He threw 9 pitches. He's going more than 3 outs. So if you can get 12 outs from those guys, 13 maybe, I don't know. Now you're looking at, you got to cover 1 inning. And can you do that with Peralta, especially against the lefties, Estrada? I mean, can you get 3 outs from those guys without giving up a run? That's kind of what you're looking at tomorrow. If you can have your perfect world from your rotation into your bullpen, bridging the gap for multiple innings from Miller and multiple innings from Suarez and probably multiple innings from Morejon too.
I don't think they want Dylan Cease throwing anywhere near 4 innings.
I agree. I'm just giving you perfect world scenarios.
Yeah, and if it happens the way we all listen, I have seen Dylan Cease have shutdown inning after shutdown inning and then blow up inning.
Yep.
So it's definitely. I mean, he could strike out 8 in 4 innings. We've seen it routinely. He could strike out 7 in 4 innings. We saw it today with Pivetta, the high strikeout numbers. But my concern on Cease is not Cease. It's that when you're in an elimination game, if anything happens, you immediately go to your bullpen. And I'm not worried about that. That's fine. I understand that thinking. But my point is he goes 3 up and 3 down the first inning. Like, okay, here we go. He's settling in. And then if the first batter reaches in the second inning, you get someone up potentially because of the dynamic. I don't know. We have to see. Maybe he's got a longer leash than that. But it's like walk single. Someone's up, dude. Like, it's just the dynamics of where you are in your season. So I'm with you. I'd love to see him go 12 up, 12 down, or, face 13 and retire 12. It's possible. We've seen it. It's not crazy talk. That's not impossible to envision. But maybe it's wishful because we've also seen him struggle on the road. And we also know that he's susceptible to hard hit contact, even with the strikeouts. Yeah. He can strike out 7 and allow 2 home runs. Mm-hmm. He's done that. Or he can strike out 7 and allow back-to-back-to-back hits, which is very frustrating. So I think the leash is as short as you're going to find it with a guy that struggled on the road facing elimination. And I'll hope and pray that he can get through 4 innings. And by the way, I don't think they need him to. If you can hang around in a game and he went 2 1/3 innings and now you have Michael King and whomever else from that point forward, he doesn't have to. Again, ideally, I like your point. I think ideally he's going 4 innings, but I don't think he has to go 4 innings for the Padres to win tomorrow. Let's get to some of these super chats. Ishmael, thank you for starting it off here tonight. 550 people here live. Help us get to 9,700 subscribers. Subscribe right now, and thank you for the supers. We're going to get to all of them tonight. He says, hey, guys, it's disappointing to see the team this way, but I'll be honest, we can have a great coach and the best GM in the league, but with Machado's leadership, it will be hard to win a World Series. Oh, you talk about a can of worms. Ishmael, get us started here tonight. I mean, that's a very open-ended conversation, Jim, that to me is more for when the season is over. It could be in 18 hours. But it was not a good day for Manny Machado. It wasn't a good day for the offense, if we're being honest, but it was not a good day for Manny Machado. And that narrative continues to, perpetuate, because a guy that hasn't hit in the postseason didn't hit in the postseason once again today.
Yeah, the conversation about Manny's postseason numbers, if he puts up another 0 for tomorrow, or if he goes 1 for 4 with like a soft single that doesn't really mean anything, from our end, the conversation will get louder and louder when talking about Manny. I'm sure other people will just blow it off because they have no spine in this town. But it's a big thing when you start making postseason run after postseason run after postseason run, and you don't perform in the postseason. That is a huge conversation, especially when you're the highest paid player in the team. I'll say this: both things are true. They don't make all these postseason appearances without Manny Machado. 100%. They are not making the postseason 4 out of the last 6 years without Manny Machado and what he does for this team in the regular season. But Manny Machado, once they get there, hasn't done enough to help this team get to a World Series. The closest was 2022, and it's, Bryce Harper, he showed you, hey, this is what it looks like to carry your team in the postseason to get to a World Series. Manny had that opportunity, and he didn't come through. Last year, Dodger series didn't come through. This year goes 0 for in game 1. What's he going to do in game 2 and hopefully a game 3? It's not. It doesn't fall all on his shoulders because he wasn't up today in a situation with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, right? But there's no way around it. It's got to be better. That's just it's. I know it's a small sample size. It's 1 game. It's 4 at bats. But guess what? It's the postseason. Every at bat counts. Every out is so crucial. Every pitch, every move, everything is magnified, and that's what happens in the postseason. Even if it's only 4 bats. Sorry.
I think you said it well. I agree with everything you said. I mean, it's hard, but it's supposed to be hard when you're the captain of a team. You know what I mean? Is it fair that we're judging everything on an 0 for, I think it was 0 for 3 with the walk, actually.
Right,
It wasn't even 0 for 4.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, that's the position that you're in when you're Manny Machado. If you've got 2 rings, maybe it's a different position.
Totally
if you've
different
hit
position.
291 in your postseason career, maybe it's different. But when you haven't come through in Baltimore, Los Angeles, or San Diego in the postseason, and you're still searching for a ring in your 14th season, and you're not getting younger, if you don't do it now, I know this is easy to say, but I said it today. If you don't do it now, Manny Machado, I'm really supposed to trust you in your 16th season or something like that to come through. It just doesn't make any sense to me. John, thank you, man, for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. Please subscribe if you're here, and thank you for the supers. He says, disappointed in Machado, who's supposed to be the captain, yet shrinks in the biggest moments. Imagine if his salary were used to bolster the lineup. I agree with what you just said, though, Jim. It's you get to postseasons because of Manny Machado. He carries water. It's the 95 RBIs. It's the 29-ish home runs. It's the 850s, routinely in OPS. He's carrying the water, but he's not in the postseason. No. But he's a big part of the team winning 93 games last year and 90 this year. He's a big part of that. We've said it a lot. As he goes, they go. The postseason story is a different story than the regular season. Manny, by and large, has done a lot of good things in regular seasons in San Diego. It's about the postseason.
Yeah, and when you make postseasons now on a pretty regular basis, 4 and 6 years for this franchise, that's on a regular basis. The regular season numbers, at least for me, this is how I view it. The regular season numbers get pushed to the side, and the postseason numbers come to the forefront because the end goal is World Series. And if you're not showing up in the postseason, to me, those regular season numbers don't mean as much. Yes, getting to the postseason it matters, and what you do in the regular season, yeah, it matters. But like going forward, is anybody going to care if Manny has a 35 homer season, 115 RBIs, but then postseason time he goes 1 for 12 in a series and the Padres lose? No. Like at some point, he's got to come through in the postseason. And it is unfair for me to say today's on Manny, because it's not. I can't put that all on Manny. I know Manny's at the forefront of this conversation right now, but it wasn't his fault they lost today. And he didn't contribute, but like he wasn't at the plate with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. Now, am I going to say Ryan O'Hearn, it's his fault they didn't win today? No, because the 2 balls that he hit, Dansby Swanson, he showed you why he's a Gold Glove shortstop. Like he did his job. Dansby Swanson just made incredible plays.
Yeah,
because the 1 ball he hit in the second inning, that thing was on a rope. I got to go back and look to see how hard that thing was hit. And Swanson made a great play. And Bogarts, who was at third, right? He wasn't
going on contact with nobody out.
Yeah, the contact play was not on, so that's why he didn't score. And then his second at bat in the 4th inning, I don't know about you, John. I thought that was a bloop single. Like to me off the bat, I'm like bloop single. But Swanson was positioned perfectly, and he made a great play over the shoulder. And Manny's slow, and he's not going to score there.
Yeah, no, completely. I mean, a little bit. Here's the thing: it wasn't solely on the O'Hearn moments, though. Remember. And the reason I say that is that specifically in the second inning, even after the O'Hearn ground out, there was only 1 out.
Yeah. Because you had Sheets and Cronenworth up, right?
Remember, left. They don't come through in that spot. And then in the 4th inning with 1 out, that's a big spot for O'Hearn. And then I think, as Schultz said postgame, we got our sac fly with 2 outs. That's his way of being funny without being funny, as in they got their fly ball, but they needed the fly ball with only 1 out. This is the problem with.
How about stop trying to get sac flies all the fucking time?
This is the problem with Padres baseball. This is the Mike Shildt era. The good of the era is they have won at a good clip in the regular season. They've averaged 91.5 wins the last 2 years. That's a good winning percentage. The bad of this era is they're relying so much on the Cardinal way standard. You know what I'm saying? They're relying so heavily on the fundamentals of baseball. They're like forcing it into existence. And the issue is, the fundamentals of baseball went out the window when Shohei Ohtani hit 2 home runs in a playoff game. And the Dodgers hit 5 home runs today. And 83% of teams since 2018 in the postseason have won by out-homering their opponent. Think about that. 83% of games have been won by the team that hits more home runs since 2018. So you can't bunt your way to a World Series. Or if you can, you got a 1 in 1,000 shot of doing it. John, thank you. He follows up by saying, we'll miss you guys if the season ends tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll miss you too. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Did you see, by the way, Dan Szymborski, friend of the show, we've had him on a lot.
Yep.
I saw this tweet pop up on my timeline, and he kind of put it pretty bluntly, which is, he goes, nothing against the Padres, but I love broadcasters spending 30 minutes at near climax talking about how a run was just squeezed out by knowing how to win, and then the other team leads and then the other takes the team lead away with 2 swings in a minute. Essentially saying the Padres exert so much energy to just put 1 run across the board, maybe 2, while the other team in 2 swings can do just that. And how it
doesn't have to be that way, though.
It doesn't have to be, but it is that way with the Padres.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, but we all agree, though, right? And thank you, John. Seriously, that's very kind of you to say. When the season ends, we'll talk about the season ending, and hopefully it's not tomorrow, but it's very kind. Do we all agree, though? Like, let's be honest. Take everything out. Just take a step back for a moment. This is not a Punch and Judy team. They may fancy themselves from the manager's office to be one, but I don't believe a team that has Tatis, Machado, Merrill, O'Hearn, Sheets is incapable of homering. I just, for whatever reason, it's almost like they've spoken into existence that what they want to do is go first to second to third to home. Like but that's not really the way they've been constructed. I don't think that the $1.3 billion lineup was constructed to go station to station. I just think they've almost forced themselves to be that to some extent. Like when Mike Schultz bunting in Colorado, September 2nd in the second inning. Why are you bunting in Colorado? Because you're telling yourself this is the team I want us to be in October when our season's going to be on the line. And we can get into the Jackson Merrill thing. We haven't even done it. I'm sure it's going to come up a lot at some point tonight. It's just like, this shouldn't be the worst hitting team in baseball, Jim. They're not constructed to be the worst hitting team, the least slugged team in baseball. Okay, some of it's on them. They didn't hit a lot of home runs, but they did have moments where they hit home runs. It's not like they're incapable, is my point. It's almost like they've spoken it into existence. We're not going to homer. We need 3 hits to score in an inning. That's who we're going to be. But it doesn't make any sense.
What did Jackson Merrill say at the start of the season? That we don't feel pressure, we apply it.
We apply it. You don't apply pressure by giving up outs in a playoff game.
I can tell you this. At home, I kind of feel that way with the team. They're a completely different team at home. The way they play at home, night and day. On the road, they couldn't be further from that. They could not be further from that saying from Jackson Merrill earlier in the year. That's just that for whatever reason, that they're furthest away from applying pressure to a team on the road. For whatever reason, man, they can't do that on the road.
I agree. Let's get back to this conversation in a moment. We're going to get to all these super chats. We appreciate you guys hanging out. Cubs lead the series 1-0, but the series is not over. It's not a best of one, thankfully, for the moment. We do want to thank our title sponsor here on the wrap-up show, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. He's been with us through the good, bad, and ugly of Padres baseball. So if you support this channel, please support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz. If you have an insurance need, trust us. Mark's going to take care of you and your family. He really will. Auto, home, renters, life, earthquake. I've got 3 policies through Mark. I had to file a claim. He took care of everything for me and my wife and my son. He's going to do the same for you. Whenever you need him, he's going to be there for you. So click that link in the description down below. Get free quotes online. Call Mark. He'll give you free quotes as well. You could talk to him about the Padres. You could talk to him about saving money on your insurance. But again, the next time you have an insurance renewal, before you renew, get in contact with Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance by clicking that link in the description down below.
Yep. If you want to contact Marcus Nimitz, all his information is on the ticker below, and Nimitz at farmersagent.com. And you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Let's get back to some of the super chats. JD Gaucho, appreciate you, man. He says the others have to produce. Sheets and O'Hearn both had opportunities in the second and fourth innings to extend the lead, and both failed to do so. Yeah, that's fair. I don't care who it is, Jim. Like you said, if it's Manny Machado with a runner at third and 1 out, you got to produce. If it's Freddie Fermin with a runner at third and 1 out, you have to produce. That's the story of tomorrow. You can't guarantee who's going to be batting with the runner at third, but you have to be able to come through with some level of consistency. You got to do it a few times tomorrow, whether it's the others or not, whether it's the Stars or the others. They have to come through tomorrow.
You have to, and they have no other choice. No other choice. I feel like if there's any situation tomorrow where there's a runner in scoring position in less than 2 outs, that they got to get that run home. They just have to.
Yeah.
What I am worried about, is if a runner's at second base and there's no outs early in the game, they're going to try to bunt that guy over. And then they'll be giving up an out there.
Will they?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm worried that that's going to happen. And if they don't get the run home, then we'll be talking about them giving up outs again in the postseason early in the game. Now, if they ended up scoring in that situation, that's great. Personally, I mean, the big inning is something that I would love for this team to play for, but also I don't know if they have that in them on the road.
Right.
Like we want them to play for the big inning. This is going to lead to the Jackson Merrill conversation. We want them to play for the big inning. We don't want them to give up outs in the postseason. There's 27 outs in the postseason, and every out is so precious. But I also don't know if they're capable of having a big inning. Well, I mean, I just don't know. And it leads me to the fourth inning today. when Manny Machado draws a walk to lead off the inning, okay, Jackson Merrill first pitch bunting on his own. I mean, look, I don't know, John. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, and I saw tonight Dennis put out an article. Did you see this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have it right in front of me right here. Look.
Read the Merrill quote if you have it.
Well, yeah, the Merrill quote from the article, hold on, is some people can fault me for it if they want, but I don't care. I'm trying to play baseball and just advance runners and get people in scoring position. That ain't, we don't feel pressure, we apply it.
No.
I mean,
That's
it's amazing what can happen in half a year. Some people can fault me for it if they want, but I don't care. I'm trying to play baseball and just advance runners and get people in scoring position. Okay, well, they just gave you $100 million. So you got to do more than that too. I mean, you have to be the guy. You got to trust yourself. You were the one that doubled earlier in the game. You were the reason they scored a run. Mm-hmm. So you got to be another reason why they score. It was a bad decision clearly. I mean, again, we have the benefit of hindsight. A 4-hole hitter for the Padres who was red hot coming into the postseason and who had doubled earlier off Matt Boyd should not be putting himself in that situation. Simple as that.
No, I'm sorry. I will argue that till the end of time with Jackson Merrill himself and tell him, what are you doing? What are you doing there? If you are going to use the excuse that you can't see Boyd well, then like, what's the fucking point? Like, I'm sorry, but in that situation there, why not swing away? I mean, if you don't see him well, just bunt in the first inning too. Fuck it. Right? And look what happened. You swung away in the first inning and you got a bloop double and you scored. I mean, you felt pretty good on that at bat potentially, right? I mean, even if you didn't feel good, still ended in a positive outcome. So if the thinking of Jackson Merrill here is, all right, we're up 1-0 in the fourth inning. Manny just drew a walk. I really can't see Boyd well, so I'm going to sacrifice myself and give up myself here to move Manny in scoring position. Even though I had a double in the first inning, I hate that decision. Now, did it cost them the game? No, it didn't.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. I mean, they did get Manny to third with less than 2 outs, and they still couldn't get him in there. But like the thought process behind it, to me, is just ass backwards. I'm sorry. It's a bad mindset.
Listen to this opening paragraph from Dennis Lin. So he wrote an entire article on Buntgate, and we talked about it for hours today. Listen to this opening paragraph, okay?
Uh-huh.
Inside perhaps the trickiest ballpark in the big leagues, with shadows creeping toward home plate and the stakes at a season high, Jackson Merrill laid down a bunt that was emblematic of the offensive philosophy the San Diego Padres had cultivated. It was Tuesday afternoon at Wrigley Field, less than 2 weeks after manager Mike Shildt discussed a seemingly archaic approach that would help his team to a second consecutive postseason. Like,
yeah.
What Dennis is writing there is, again, what we were saying all day on the radio, what we're talking about right here. Like, he's saying what you are doing here is a top down. This is what Mike Shildt has asked for. And B is a baseball that's no longer played. No. There are examples of teams that have had success without necessarily being the top slugging teams in baseball. We don't have to go that far back in baseball history. But the point is, in 2025, baseball isn't played in the manner in which the Padres played it in 2025. Now, where you get down a weird path is, well, we won 90 games and we played Shildt ball and we won with sacrificing and we did win with small ball. But this is cream of crop time. We're down to the final 12 and you're playing lineups that are capable of more than your lineup. And to give up outs when you only have 54 in a postseason potentially, because you can't lose more than 2 games in this round. I mean, tomorrow you can't. How could you you got 27 coins in front of you. How could you hand any of them away tomorrow? It's amazing they were willing to do it today, but tomorrow, how could you give any of them away knowing that your offseason is 6 months long? But
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just crazy. It's just crazy. What Dennis wrote is what we all feel. And it's like, again, I've been using the word damning a lot recently. That's very damning. Like that's a terrible look that there's your lead on the San Diego Padres, that they're playing archaic baseball and it's a top-down approach that is kind of seeped into the players. And you're basically saying this is inside the mindset of the players. You know, what the manager sees as the right way to play is inside the mindset of your four-hole hitter who's bunting in the fourth inning.
Yeah, Jackson Merrill's a really good player. He's still very young. He's smart. He'll realize over time that was a stupid thing that he did, and he'll probably look back and be like, why the fuck was I bunting in that situation? At this moment in time, he's not going to realize it. He thinks it's the best for the team. It wasn't. And, you know, hopefully he learns from that situation and it doesn't happen again, especially in the fourth inning. Circumstances will tell you if you need to bunt. If you are in a tie game in the ninth inning, like, you know, maybe I do want Jackson Merrill bunting there to get a runner over with no outs. But at the same time, if you're the cleanup hitter, you got a job to do, and your job is not to give yourself up. It's just not, especially in a postseason game in the fourth inning on the road. You have a 1-0 lead. The guy in front of you just let off the inning with a walk. And if you go back and watch it, because I did, you know, Manny draws a walk there, good at bat. And the first thing he does is he looks over the dugout and gives it like, let's fucking go, right? Like, he's like,
I saw that. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's do this. And then they fucking bunt. I'm like,
great point.
Like, what? You just like, again, I don't want to get like too upset about it because it's not the number one reason why they lost today. But the thought process, the more I think about it, just infuriates me. And if it doesn't infuriate you, I don't know what to say. I don't. If you are like, ho hum, shrug about Jackson Merrill sacrificing himself there in the fourth inning after a leadoff walk to a guy that, you know, has been hit around pretty decently by you guys through the first three innings. You know, you did them a favor. You did them a favor.
Let's get to some of the supers. Yeah, I think it's well said. Over 600 people here. Yeah.
By the way, just another point, because I was and AJ Casville made this point, and I want to credit him, and it's a good point leading to the Jackson Merrill bunt. All right. Laying down the bunt there. If you're now what you're doing, Jackson Merrill, what he's doing is he's putting all the pressure on Xander to come through. Now, he did get an infield single.
But he did.
He did. I'm saying, but he didn't get the run home is what I'm getting at, right? So because he didn't get the run home there, now 3 straight lefties sets up beautifully for Craig Counsell to do whatever the hell he wants there. And you're facing a lefty on the mound.
Yeah, but they agreed. But I mean, it was set up for Craig Counsell even heading into the game. The lineup was constructed in the manner in which it was constructed heading into the game. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
Why they went with 3 consecutive left-handed batters is a conversation for me that goes beyond the fourth inning and might go beyond Mike Schultz's desk because it's the postseason. You've had a day to sit on it. And it'll be interesting to see what it looks like tomorrow. But I mean, what might have been more impactful than anything we've talked about today is Ramon Laureano's finger and Jason Adams' leg.
100%.
Those two factors, I could easily argue, were the difference between winning and losing this game. And again, we'll never know. But if you can break up lefties with Laureano and you get him at the plate with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, you have a chance at least, and probably a better chance, to break through in that spot. Of course, you're not going to see Jeremiah Estrada in that spot with Jason Adam. Doesn't mean they're going to win. Health is a part of it. I mean, it's not going to be an excuse. Health is a part of it, but it was tied in kind of intimately to this game. Let's get to some of these super chats. We're way behind. JD's third thank you says Cease in 4 postseason career starts, 0-1 with a 12.91 ERA. Everything is fine. Winners find solutions to handle unfinished business. Urgency is needed.
That's a bad word.
Yeah, Cease has been terrible in the postseason, but I don't think I'll look back at this tomorrow and say Dylan Cease is the reason why they lost if they lose. I think they won't let him be the reason. I think they'll have the quick leash that he's not going to be responsible for 5 runs scoring. He might be responsible for 1 or 2, and then I'll put it on the offense for not scoring 1 or 2. But yeah, he hasn't been great, but I don't think they'll let him have the thing completely snowball on him tomorrow.
No,
but yeah, they need urgency.
Yeah, he's not going to be given an opportunity to give up more than 2 runs, I think.
It's my guess.
Unless there's 2 on and 1 out and they keep him out there and he gives up a 3-run homer.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
But he's not going to be left out there to die on a vine. Like they're going to have a very quick hook.
Yeah, he's not going to just wear it.
Josh,
it's 5-0
we need
in
to
the
get some
first.
innings out of Cease today.
Yeah, let's just wear it, dude. Joshua, thank you. He says, complaint for today. If Arise is going to continue to take the first pitch for a strike, you look like a complete fool when strikeout after whiffing at strikes 2 and 3. Kevin Brown had a funny call on that. Like, you've seen something more rare than like anything you're going to see this month. Luis Arise has swung and missed. But if you've been watching, I mean, Arise had a great finish to his regular season. I think we can all agree on that. He was hitting at a very good clip, but he still didn't reach career averages anywhere near it in 2025. And he's been a little bit of a perplexing 2-hole hitter. That is true. And this certainly is non-Luis Arise, but the top of their lineup was 0 for 11. Their left-handed batters were 1 for 16 in this game. But I mean, I'm not going to put him striking out as they all are reasons. They're all reasons for what happened today. The lineup.
What if Mike Shildt did the unthinkable with Luis Arise and dropped him all the way down to like the 8th spot in the lineup where he probably should be hitting? Wouldn't that be something? I have a better chance at winning the lottery tomorrow than Mike Shildt actually doing that.
He's not a big shake up the room guy.
No. He is you've done it all year long. So it's
you can do it the last day of your season potentially, and then he's going to be second guessed if he does do it and they don't get the right result. Is this Audrey? Audrey, thank you for hanging out. Audrey says Merrill bunting sucked. Estrada sketchy, no heart. It's not a heart conversation.
No,
to me, I don't love some of the quotes coming out of the clubhouse. Truthfully. Like, I don't really love what Merrill said post-game. I don't know if I love what Manny said post-game. Just wash it away. It is what it is. That type of mentality, I don't think I love that. But I don't equate it to heart, today's result.
Yeah, the team takes after their leader, and the quotes most of the time are like, Manny, that's a Manny influence quote if I've ever seen one. Like, it's baseball, just move on, blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, all right, well, if you go out and perform, then who cares? But you don't perform, so it makes it even worse. And also, Manny kind of throwing Pivetta under the bus today post game, like, well, if we didn't give up those 2 home runs, we'd be fine. It's like, what the fuck, dude? like,
that's it goes back to the leader. I mean, that is a great point about like who he is as a player and like leader.
I just think. I think Manny is a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. When he speaks, I don't think he gets it sometimes.
He says some ridiculous things.
Like, I don't think he gets it. You know, it's like the thing of like, you know, when an entire bar is watching a game and the entire bar is like, that's a flag. And then the one person in the world that doesn't think it's a flag is the referee. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Right? It's like Manny is in a room full of people that are looking at Manny like, what are you saying? And then Manny's like saying the complete opposite.
Like, the dude took 162 games to lash out at someone because they asked about urgency for a wild card series. Like, that's what you were going to say. This is why I don't like reporters about. Of all the things, this is the reason why you don't like reporters, because they asked you about the urgency in a 3-game series. And by the way, you didn't show urgency. You kind of showed a lack of it here today, which validates the question even more. I mean, he is as polarizing as it gets in the sport of Major League Baseball. I'm sorry. Manny Machado is as polarizing as it gets. He speaks his mind. He's not scared to do it, to his credit. He's hot and cold. He's had public blow-ups. He's had national stories that have followed him. Sinister everything everything that you could possibly imagine has played out with Manny Machado, some fair, some unfair, but the guy is unlike any Major League Baseball player, certainly in San Diego. It's hard to compare someone to Manny Machado. Good, bad, indifferent.
I know.
He's a one of one, dude.
He is a one of one. You just wish that one of one was like, hey, I know you're a dick, right? I know you're a complete asshole, but hey, at least you perform in the biggest moments.
The one of one was like, I mean, just crazy. You're watching these other games and it's just crazy. It's like Ohtani's leading off games with home runs. Teoscar Hernandez is hitting 2 home runs. It's just, I get it. Manny Machado's not Shohei Ohtani, but one time, can you like come through? Like one time? One time. Lyle, thank you. He says the inconsistency of this team has pissed me off all year. Now is the time for Manny and the top of the lineup to get the runs and win the series LFGSD. Listen, we might this whole show tomorrow might be a completely different tune, Jim. I mean, they go out and Manny doubles and homers and Toddy doubles and has 2 hits and they win 5-3.
Or like
everything's different.
What if tomorrow they win 6-1
and better?
And it's not this high stress game to where then you get to a game 3 where your top guys are like rested and ready to go, even though Schultz would still use his top guys tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah.
Unless it was like a 10-0 game.
Yep.
But like, what if that happened instead of, the DEFCON 1 from the first inning on, where it's like you're in red alert mode the entire game, fire alarm status, where it's like you're just trying to put this thing together with duct tape and some band-aids to get to a game 3.
But we can't. Here's the thing: I can't assume tomorrow. Like beggars can't be choosers. If they win, I have to assume they win it by the slimmest of margins.
Right.
Like, right? Don't you have to assume that?
You have
I'm not assuming they're winning by 9 runs tomorrow.
No, I'm expecting tomorrow to be a close game. I'm expecting tomorrow to be, a game maybe kind of like today where, who's the team that gets the big hit with, the runners in the scoring position and, either 2 outs or less than 1 out, like situational hitting, right? I'm very curious to see what the Cubs do out of the bullpen. If the Padres put out the same lineup they did today, I think it sets up perfectly for Craig Counsell to deploy a lot of his lefties early, right? Because you're going Kittredge to start to get through the Tatis and Manny, the 2 righties, the top of the lineup. And if you have 4 of the next 5 left-handers, then you're probably going to see a lefty and maybe Imanaga come out of the bullpen. We don't know.
Maybe give Manny an off day tomorrow. I'm kidding. All right, let's get back to get some rest for game 3. We're going to get back to the conversation, guys. The next time you are at a Lucky Box vending machine, make sure to use our promo code Padres, all lowercase. The promo code is Padres, the word Padres. All lowercase. You can walk away with a autographed Fernando Tatis Jr. card, which I did in Las Vegas. These machines are all over the country right now. There's tons in Vegas, like 20 or more, different hotels, casinos, the airport. There's one at Chicago O'Hare. If you're heading to Chicago or leaving Chicago later in the week, check it out at O'Hare. They're coming to Southern California. You can walk away with a sports card mystery box or a Pokemon mystery box or an autographed jersey mystery box. You choose. You could get a Holy Grail like a Patrick Mahomes signed jersey or Fernando Tatis Jr. autographed game-used cleats potentially as well. And I walked away with that Tatis card. So use the promo code Padres, all lowercase, and get $5 off. Click the link in the description down below to find out where the Lucky Box vending machines are located here in the U.S. And make sure to check one out the next time you're by a Lucky Box vending machine.
Yeah, and if you want to become a golden ticket member, just go to luckyboxvending.com. Sign up today. It's free. Once you sign up, you get insider perks, you get early location drops, and you have chances to win signed memorabilia without even having to go to a Lucky Box. So all you got to do is go to luckyboxvending.com, sign up today for free, and hopefully you can win some signed memorabilia by doing so.
The one narrative I push back on, and thank you, Iron Sticks, who says we pay kids in their 20s hundreds of millions up front to play consistently. Machado is telling us all he's ready for vacation. They don't care about us. I push back at the they don't care, they don't try. I'll push that really until I hear it out of their own mouth, like when Juan Soto's like, we don't care, we don't try. Then I'll be like, Juan Soto said they don't care, they don't try. But I don't think this has anything to do with effort or attempt. If anything, it's trying too hard a lot, would be my why Manny freaked out about the urgency word is he doesn't want to press and he wants to say it out loud. I'm not pressing. I'm Manny Machado. I'm going through the things the way I always do. And that gives me a good chance to be Manny Machado. The idea that they're folding like a cheap tent or rolling over, I will never back that because I just don't think that's fair. I understand it's a hard sport for all these guys, no matter how much money they make. And I don't think it's for a lack of effort.
The Manny that I want to see is the Manny that last year in Philadelphia was like, fuck this. I have to be fucking better. I'll fucking die trying. Like my arm will fall off. I'm going to be fucking better. Like I want that Manny Machado to show up. I don't want the Manny Machado that's like, no, it's just another game. It's baseball. You know, he's got 162 tomorrow. Nothing different. You know, just go out and play baseball and, go out, play good baseball and, just play our game. Play our game. Like, I want the red ass Manny be like, fuck this. I got to be better. We got to be better. I'm going to fucking kill myself until we are. Like, I want that Manny. Not the like nonchalant fucking just another game. It's baseball. It's baseball. It's baseball. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it's just baseball. Like,
it's almost like he's trying to talk to himself, though. Like, hey, stay calm. Don't get nervous. I know I've never performed on this stage. If I just keep trying to do the things I normally do, everything's going to be all right. I'm with you. I almost wish he just said, I'm taking the bull by the horn. Screw this. Everything else be damned. Right. Come hell or high water. I'm going to figure it out. If not, it's on me.
Yeah, like fuck. Like I just want him to like literally. I see in the chat. I want him to crash out to the point where it's like, post game. You're just like, holy shit, Manny. Like take it. I'm not saying take accountability, but I'm kind of saying take accountability. Don't attack the reporters that are asking you these questions. Right? They're just asking you questions to relay it to the fans, to write these articles. Right? And by you saying, this is why I hate reporters. Like, they don't give a shit what you think about them, Manny. Like, they're doing their job. And guess what? Just because you say that, they're going to continue to ask the questions. So you're not accomplishing anything by saying you hate reporters. You're just not. Like, just have a little red ass. Go out there tomorrow and be like, fuck this shit. I don't know.
Yeah, and don't tell. I mean, I'm seeing some people be like, well, Manny has quit. Like, no, really? This is what you believe? You watch the Padres all year, and you truly believe he's a quitter right now in the postseason with like legacies and seasons on the line. I mean, I don't think they've quit on anything, really. It doesn't mean they're going to win anything, but I don't think it's for a lack of effort. JD's third thank you, man. He says, Star Vasquez, don't overthink it. That would be overthinking
That would be overthinking it.
That would be very much over. That would be a very bad decision. A very bad decision. Luke, thank you. Says Cubs defense is nasty. No bombs, hard to score.
They have one of the better.
Swanson turned this game on its head both innings. Truthfully, he did. Ball goes off his glove in the second inning, you win this game. Ball goes off his glove in the fourth inning, you could win this game. I mean, he turned this game on its head.
Yeah, the Cubs defense this year, because I saw a graphic of like side by side of like their rankings in baseball, right?
It's like top three, right?
They're top 5, I think, maybe top 6, but they're definitely in the upper echelon of baseball when it comes to defense. And the two players that are the reason why they're up there are PCA and Dansby Swanson. Like those guys are incredible defensively up the middle. I mean, the ground that PCA covered today on some balls that I thought were going to drop was like, what? Mm-hmm. And, the defensively, that's what, like you said, turned this game on its head. Because if anybody else is at shortstop, Padres go up 3-0, and they might score more. I don't know. They might have won this game 5-2 or 5-1. I don't know. But yeah, those two defensive plays by Dansby Swanson, really just changed the entirety of the game.
And
Plays of the game.
Let me say this as well, because you guys hear me say all the time, throw defense to the freaking side. Go hit.
But
The caveats in the postseason when every game is decided 3-1. Obviously in the defense, in the postseason, you need everything. By the way, oftentimes it's pitching and defense in the postseason. It's offense can help you get there. But again, are you mashing your way to a World Series? Of course, then we talk about the home runs. You outslug someone, you win games. But the defense is a big part of who the Cubs are. They're base stealing, their defense, but they have the power as well. Yeah, it's going to matter, obviously. When games are decided by one run, when everything is under a magnifying glass, of course, defense is going to matter. And that was a huge part of the game here today.
Perfect example is the Yankees last year. They mashed their way to World Series, but in the end, defensively is what
they were done in.
Yeah.
Joshua, thank you, man. He says, so far we're 0-4 when Eddie Vedder is present. He's talking about the Seattle series. And today, I said today, I got just agitated by it. I'm like, get rid of the Vedder Cup or whatever it is even called. Yeah. Guys trolling you, throwing out first pitches and singing freaking Take Me Out to the Ball Game and wearing Cubs jerseys, which is not his fault. He's a Cubs fan. So why are we creating some fake series for two teams that he doesn't even care about? So I'm kind of over that. But
what troll job? Who are they going to have throw out the first pitch tomorrow?
That's a great question.
What former Padre also played on the Cubs? Anthony Rizzo? I mean, I know he was a cup of coffee, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting point. Dylan, thank you. He says, will this team ever hit a postseason home run again?
Well, the last one was Toddy at home.
It's been a while. 3 full games, right?
3 full games, 3.5 games, basically.
3.5 games ago. HBB V, thank you. Says, who is better post-game interview, Manny or Chisholm?
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm. He did not talk to reporters today after the game because he wasn't in the starting lineup.
Then maybe Manny is better.
Here's the difference between Jazz Chisholm and Manny Machado. Manny Machado is paid $350 million.
Jazz Chisholm isn't.
Jazz isn't. If Manny pulled that shit that Jazz did today, you're destroying him.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Manny was short today, but he spoke with the media.
He did. Exactly. And when you're paid that much, even though you hate the media, you got to talk to the media. It's part of the job, man.
What do you think of this? Just move Fermin up to break up the lefties.
I mean, okay. I think tomorrow you might see Xander drop to, instead of 5th, maybe 6th. Move O'Hearn up. So then instead of 3 lefties there, you have 2 lefties, a righty, 2 lefties, and then a righty. Or you could have Fermin hit 8th and Cronenworth hit 9th. All right. And then you have only one spot in your order where you have back-to-back lefties. You know?
I mean, we're parsing. I mean, maybe it matters. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I would love to see a top of the lineup with Tatis, O'Hearn, Manny, Merrill, Bogarts, Sheets. Cronenworth, Fermin, Arise.
I would love to see the lineup do something.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's kind of great, whatever. But like, Arise hitting 2nd. I don't know. It's been a problem all year long. He's had a bad year, and Mike Schultz not going to change. He's going down with the chip. He's going down with Arise.
That's what I was going to say.
In the 2-hole.
Like, if they flat out change everything tomorrow, that to me would be so shocking.
Yeah, it would go against everything that Mike Schultz preaches.
Yeah, he's a consistency guy. He's like We're going to compete. He's not the let's roll the dice and just do things that we never do guy. Although he might do with his pitching tomorrow with their season on the line. That's
Well,
probably
you have to do with
very
the pitching.
aggressive.
Lineup, he
pitching.
won't. Pitching, you have to.
Yep. I mean, shit, he was chasing it down in New York, like with Randy Vasquez 3 weeks ago. He better be chasing this game down with the season literally on the line for the Padres. Guys, please make sure to take advantage of our promo code with our friends over at SeatGeek. Use the promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. You're getting you're taking advantage of a great offer, which is $20 off your order of $50 or more with our promo code PADSWRAP. Jesus, I can't talk. Use our promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Get $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more. Just click that link in the description. Have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Click that link in the description down below. We do want to thank our friends over at SeatGeek, and you can take advantage of whether it's Padres Cubs game 2 at Wrigley. You can get $20 off your order of $50 or more, or any event that's going on in San Diego, whether it's the Breeders' Cup or WWE at Petco or concerts or other sporting events, San Diego State, etc. Use the promo code PADSWRAP, $20 off your first order of $50 or more with our friends at SeatGeek by clicking that link in the description down below.
Yeah, as John said, use our promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, $20 off your first order of $50 or more at SeatGeek. Your tickets are instantly fulfilled and downloaded to your account. Because SeatGeek is MLB's official ticket marketplace. So if you are in Chicago or you're on your way to Chicago to watch game 2 and you don't have tickets yet, I think you'd have tickets. But still, if you want to get some tickets and you've never used our promo code or you've never purchased off of SeatGeek, there you go. PADSWRAP, $20 off your first order of $50 or more.
Listen, I appreciate the super here from Slot Nate Easy, who says, any chance Alonso to the Padres, thinking offseason already. If people want to talk offseason with supers, we can. I don't want to talk offseason in the midst of the postseason. This is what the whole season is about. And let me definitively say this. No, there's no chance Pete Alonso comes here. None. Zero whatsoever. How on earth are they going to pay? You're going to pay Pete Alonso? Let me get this straight. That's what they're going to do this offseason? They're going to go pay Pete Alonso whatever the hell he's going to make. That's not the move they're going to be making this offseason. They're going to once again be cautious with spending and there's going to be a lot of turnover too. But Pete Alonso is not part of the formula for the offseason, in my opinion.
It took them everything to sign Jason Hayward and Connor Joe in the offseason. Pete Alonso is the ultimate pipe dream. And you're right. The season is not over. Like, they win tomorrow,
everything's
brand new ball game.
Yeah.
Game on, right? It's about winning tomorrow afternoon. That's all that matters. We'll get to the offseason, but no chance. This is funny. Alonso won't be willing to bunt.
He won't play for Shilton.
I mean, hey, lay down a bunt.
Shit. I mean, the thing is, it's not easy. And I love you, man, because you're always here, and thank you for the supers. We're the biggest realists that cover this team. I mean,
I said Padres in 3. I still believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're living in a fantasy world to say wait until the series ends or wait until the postseason. Like, there will be a time a team loses game 1 of a wild card series and wins the series. I'm not saying that this is Padres team, but why can't we let's just watch the way the series unfolds?
Yeah, I will say though, like, as a road team, it feels very difficult. Very difficult. Home team to win a postseason series at home, if they lost game 1, like, that to me isn't the craziest thing. It's just not.
I mean, they did it in 2020 without fans.
Yeah, I was watching the end of the Dodgers game tonight, which was, of course, they hit 5 homers. Ohtani hits one 600 feet. Snell looks great. The Reds in the postseason, like, give me a break. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, I saw this stat on TV, and it was like, since the new format, teams that win game 1 have won 18 of 20 series dating back to 2020.
Interesting.
But I don't know. Do I want to put that much stock into 2020? Because I don't.
It's 12-0 since 22, like we said, and it's 18-2 since 2020. Because there were 8 series that year and none in 2021.
Right.
Listen, I don't get. You can include 2020, Jim, because 18-2 that's a lot of evidence that game one winners they win at a 90% clip. I mean, that means it's hard to overcome a 1-game 10-0 deficit, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. And I do believe that. And I think here's my guess. Here's how far I'll go. One of the teams down 1-0 is winning the series. One of the 4 teams down 1-0 is winning the series. I might look like an idiot. I think it'll happen. I think one of the teams will win that series.
Now I want to look here. Where is it? Let's see where to do. Because I want to see how it panned out in the wild card round.
Okay.
In 2020. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah. So I know that the Padres and it looks like at the time the Oakland A's
Came back from 1-0.
They came back from 1-0 to the White Sox.
I remember that.
Yeah. But my point was going to be, was there any teams in 2020 that were the home teams and lost game one? Or no, it's the Padres. You're right.
Padres were the home team, but did any road team? Has a road team ever done it?
Has a road team ever lost game one on the road and then come back and won that series?
The A's hosted. Who's the A's hosted that series?
Yeah, the answer to that is no, because the A's were the 2 seed that year. That's that.
Interesting.
So no road team that has lost game one has come back to win that series.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It's only 2 series.
So let me ask you this. Do we get weird tomorrow and see anyone from the bench getting it bad in any scenario tomorrow? Do things get weird? Do we see Luis Campusano in a big spot tomorrow?
Dude. My answer to that is no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We might go this entire series without seeing the bench.
Yeah.
Why do you need it? Without the double switch, it's like...
Yeah, you don't need it. And it goes back to the point where we probably should be talking about this more, like the Ramon Laureano injury, dude. If they lose this series, holy shit. If Laureano is healthy, completely different ballgame, I feel like. Because you break up the lefties. He gives you great at-bats. Not recently until his injury, but like it just would have been a completely different ballgame, dude. Completely different. Do you and I see Steven in the chat. Do you think they start Bryce Johnson tomorrow over Gavin Sheets to have Gavin Sheets off your bench?
You could make a compelling argument for it. I would not do it.
Really?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't, because what's the reasoning? So I have Sheets for late, but I have Sheets for the whole game.
But what I have Sheets for is
a righty.
Hopefully a matchup against a righty.
But if the Cubs are going to, wiggle their way through this game with their bullpen.
But I get it from here's the point. Here's also where it's difficult. It's like Bryce Johnson starts, you're Craig Counsell, that Bryce Johnson spot is the pinch hitting spot for Gavin Sheets.
That's what, yes, exactly.
Or the Freddie Fermin spot. So those are the 2 spots I'm looking at that Gavin Sheets could pinch hit. So if I have a feeling, or if there's trouble and, Schultz trying to be coy and it's like, oh, go up to the plate, Freddie, right? And I bring in a righty. It's like, why would you do that? You're going to bring in a lefty to face Fermin rather than a righty to face Sheets.
Ask this simple question. It's simple. Who can run into a ball? Who cannot?
Gavin Sheets.
I mean, he's had stretches
today, by the way.
I thought he freaking smoked the ball today.
I thought it was like 12 rows deep, and then it was
like
right
hit it
at
freaking onto the road.
But
You
that
know?
also is like the wind factor. I'm curious to see what the
Dude,
wind is like tomorrow. If
you
it's
know,
blowing
I
in.
feel like some of that was overblown. Like Merrill postgame was like, it was more the sun than the wind, and freaking the Cubs got 2 balls out.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
2.
I know. And Seiya hit that one. It was a bomb. And
That thing
then
was a bomb.
Carson Kelly, it was like
That just got out.
stay up in the air forever. Thought I was going to be out. I thought I was going to be caught at the warning track, and they just kept carrying. It's called backspin, boys and girls.
Sure is. Yeah, I mean, he hit that ball a mile in the air. Yeah, and again, like Dan Zimborski said, like one team plays one way, the other team plays kind of the modern way.
Yeah, that's how it
Game
is.
one.
The
Yeah.
Padres play a brand of baseball that, if they don't win tomorrow, will prove that that's not a brand that can take you deep into a postseason.
Yeah, I mean, it would be certainly concerning to try to continue to shove that, like try to put a square in a circle moving forward. Like, I'm not saying Mike Schilt's not managing here. He will be, deservedly so, but you may have to change some of your philosophy moving forward. Like, you're trying to do something that is hard to do, potentially. We'll see how the rest of the series goes. All right, guys, we do want to remind you that we've got a great offer going on right now with our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. If you use our promo code PODSWRAP, that's PADSWRAP, you're getting $50 in bonus funds by playing just $5. You're getting a 50% deposit match up to $1,000, and you're getting a free gimme pick. You can play these wildcard series, including Padres and Cubs. Free gimme picks are something like higher or lower than a half total plate appearance for Fernando Tatis Jr., so they're giving it to you. You pair it with anything else, any other pick, and you can win up to 5,000 times your money in a single night. So couldn't be simpler or easier. Best and easiest place to play fantasy is with Underdog. Use our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Get the $50 in bonus funds, get the 50% deposit match, get the free gimme pick when you click that link in the description down below.
Right there, scan the QR code. It'll take you to the App Store. Download Underdog Fantasy. Use our promo code PODSWRAP. Start playing today.
Joshua follows up by saying, am I the only one that gets extremely irritated at Nando swinging first pitch 90% of the time, then popping up or grounding out? But there was also an at-bat in this game where he struck out looking late and took some pitches. I mean, I'm not going to go all in on Nando right now in the postseason because I think he's capable of maybe changing a series around, and I hope I'm right on that. It was not a good day for Fernando Tatis Jr., but that doesn't mean it won't be a good day tomorrow for Tati. He's done it before. I hope he can do it one more time.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're not crushing Fernando Tatis Jr. tonight, because he has shown that he can come up big in the postseason. Now you hope he comes up big tomorrow. If he goes 0 for again and they lose, it's like not great, and everyone's up for criticism. So
right, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But I need to give Tati another. I think he's capable. I just need to. I hope it happens.
By the way, real quick, I'm looking at game day here, and at the time of Jackson Merrill's at bat in the 4th inning, the Padres win probability was 64.9%.
Yeah, makes sense. They had a lead.
It dropped by 1.5 points
when he bunted. So when they had an out,
right? When they had when he bunted that out there, their win probability dropped.
Yeah, not ideal.
Now, when Xander hit that infield single, their win probability jumped by 4.6%.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much variance one at bat to the next.
That bunt, according to analytics, was more hurtful for the Padres' chances to win than, on the positive side.
No doubt a poor decision. I mean, and the fact that it wasn't on Schilt and he did it on his own is pretty interesting. But it was not a good decision, and he will not make the same one tomorrow, would be my guess. I imagine that, dude. Same spot, same thing.
And like I said, he's young, and so eventually he'll learn, hopefully. But, and especially in the postseason a lot, like, you don't come through, like, you're going to get criticized. The best players get criticized. Aaron Judge gets criticized, right? Bryce Harper's gotten criticized. Manny Machado gets criticized. Like, no one is immune from criticism unless you're Shohei, when everyone wants to just get on their knees and glaze the fucker. But he's hopefully going to get a lot more opportunities in the postseason. And this was an opportunity that I feel like, and a lot of people agree, was an opportunity that he whiffed on. And I know that he's like, I thought it was the right play. Well, I'm sorry. I know in hindsight here, we said all day, it wasn't the right play.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I can't – this isn't as simple as pointing to one moment that completely turned this game on its head.
Swanson. It was a Swanson
If anything,
catch.
I was going to point to Swanson. Yeah, I mean,
Swanson.
I'd put more of it on the Swanson good defense than I'd put it on probably anything else. I'd put it on also the Padres. Just they had other opportunities even beyond Swanson to get a run in with a runner at third, whether it was 0 outs, 1 out, or 2 outs. Just how about a hit to your earlier point? Here, let me make this simple. Win tomorrow. I mean, let's make this as clear as day. What happened today. We've literally covered it for 2.5 times longer than the game. The game was 2 hours and 25 minutes. We've talked about it for 6 hours today.
Longer.
Like John and Jim in the wrap-up show and previewing it. We've talked about today for 7 hours. They played baseball for 2 hours and 25 minutes. I can't talk anymore
about this game, dude. I'm done.
Yeah. So live to see another day by winning tomorrow in any form or fashion, whether it's 1-0 or 11-10. Simple as that. Win tomorrow.
Win tomorrow.
All right. Here's the plan. Subscribe to the channel. That you want to talk about a way to help us get a win? Subscribe. I don't know if they're tied together, but subscribe. We're 7 subscribers away from 9,700. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super thanks for those that are here on replay. We know a ton of people are going to watch this on replay. Thank you for the super thanks. If you're here on replay, thank you to those that become members. Support our partners. All right. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, our friends at Hamul and Lucky Box, SeatGeek and Underdog. Here's the plan for tomorrow. Join us the second the game ends on John and Jim. Full wall-to-wall reaction and coverage. Today we heard from Schulte, Craig Counsell, Manny Machado, Nick Pivetta, and Jackson Merrill. So full wall-to-wall coverage. The second the game ends, join us on John and Jim, and then, of course, tomorrow night as well. Hopefully they live to see another day, and hopefully tomorrow's not the final day of the 2025 season for the San Diego Padres. Either way, we'll be reacting and discussing tomorrow on John and Jim and on the wrap-up show. All right, guys, Padres lose game 1. If you missed it, they lost today to the Cubs. 3-1. Game 2 is tomorrow at 12:08 Pacific. Get some rest if you can, and we will see you tomorrow on the radio and on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Peace.